Oh, 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 Sai Trayaya Vidmahe Sanjay Babaya Dhimai Tanna Sarva Prachodayat. Om Sai Trayaya Vidmahe Sanjay Babaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayat. Om Sai Trayaya Vidmahe Sanjay Babaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sarva Vigna Vinashaya Sarva Kalyana Hetave Parvati Priya Putraya Shri Ganeshaya Namo Namaha Maya Devi Priya Putraya Shri Sanjay Sai Namo Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Splash Bhagwan Baba. With us today, we have Kiran Neupane for Sai Mahima. Kiran Neupane is a Sai youth student and a Sai mission follower. Kiran is a computer engineer having inclination over business development and marketing. Kiran, having worked with several startups and corporate holdings, he has currently invested in product development for his own startup Bugs Fit Labs. He says all these are his subjects of his physical life. Apart from his personal life and work, Kiran says he has a different version of him which revolves around Swami's mission. Kiran feels he has been fortunate to experience various incidents that has led him to become a part of Swami's divine mission. Kiran says that with his caliber and education, he has whatever he has today. And whatever he will have tomorrow will also be by the grace of our beloved Bhagwan, Sri Sanjay Sai Baba. From Sharanam, Bhagwan Baba, from Sharanam Mama. Welcoming Kiran Neopane for Sai Mahima. Unmute Kiran.
Thank you, Sanjay Sairam. Om Sri Sairam. My humble pranams at the holy divine lotus feet of our beloved Bhagwan, Bhagwan Sri Sanjay Sai Baba. I want to thank Swami and Australian chapter for organizing this event of Sri Sanjay Sai Mahima on this auspicious occasion of Swami's 35th birthday celebration. I feel so privileged to speak in front of you all and share some of my experiences being below the shadow of Swami's divine aura. To start my experience and seeing the glory of His divine, I want to thank my Lord, my beloved Bhagwan, for whatever He has given for me. The life that I'm living today, the life that I am seeing, and the life I passed on since 16 years has been a life of whole experiences under the grace of Swami. It was almost 16 years before when I first got the glimpse of Bhagwan Baba. It was in our ashram, which was near Sankhumul, at that present time. It was on the auspicious day of Janmashtami when I got to see my Sai Krishna for the first time. Glowing with his whole aura, I saw him very far from me with his yellow dress glowing like a candle. At that very moment, I didn't know what God is or what it means to be a God because I was very small at that time. I was just 8, 9 years old at that time. Later on, days passed, and I was so fortunate that I got entry in the Balvikas class. That's where my real learning started. We used to take Balvikas class every Saturday, and we were taught about mantras and moral things related to moral life. Not just that, sometimes we used to get darshan of Swami himself in our classes. When our teacher was absent, Swami used to directly take classes. Then that gave me a boost in my enthusiasm into getting into ashram activities and involving myself into the divine mission of Swami. And then after 2 3 years of continuing my Balvikas classes, I had to leave Kathmandu and a um, go to a distant place from Kathmandu for my further studies. And then I prayed at the Divine Lotus feet of Swami, and he gave me permission to go to the village and study. Then, after 4 5 years, I completed my school level there, and I came. And the first thing that I did after coming back to Kathmandu was joining the youth class because that 5 6 years made me so desperate to join into Swami's into the classes that Swami used to take for our seniors 4 5 years back. The thing was still continuing, and on um, 2015 April 20. April 18, I again resumed the youth class, and it felt like I really achieved something again. Sadly, after 1 week, there was a massive catastrophe in our country, which was the earthquake of 2015. That led us, everybody saddened and had different type of tragedies in our lives. But to our surprise, not even a single family linked with our organization had any of the casualties. It's all by the grace of our beloved Bhagwan Baba. Then, immediately after the earthquake, our organization decided to held the volunteering with Sai youths and making some donations and helping the people in the trouble. Then our ashram organized food distribution programs, relief distribution programs, and that gave me another touch with the organization because I got directly involved in the field uh, into the seva activities. That was the very moment where I got the very close proximity with the Swami. He used to sit with us, tell us the stories, teach us the morals, and whatnot. The situation continued for long, 4 5 years. Every day felt like a miracle to us. And after some years, when it was a real time for us to give whatever we have learned from our professional lives and personal lives to the organization, I chose the fraternity of information technology. And right now, I'm involved in developing information technology protocols and products for ashram, as well as in my personal life. I have been involved in this activity. one thing that I want to connect all of you here is I had no intentions to study computer engineering or something related to computer. I never learned computer or anything. But it's all because of Swami's grace that I don't know how I came into this fraternity. Maybe it's his grace that now I'm being able to do something that I have learned. So fast things, a long story short, I want to say is whatever happens here or there, it's all because of Swami's grace and his wish. We are just the pebbles on the road. We think we can create what we want. We think our destiny is changeable. Yes, our karma can change our destiny, but when we have the creator of destiny with ourselves, who is always dwelling with us, who is always smiling with us, who is always gracing us. This is the destiny I want to live. Om Sri Sai Ram. Thank you, Sai Ram, for listening me. And I'm sorry for the delay caused. I also want to humbly apologize at the divine lotus feet of our beloved Swami. And I also want to thank Sanchita Sairam for letting me speak in front of all these holy, in front of all these divine souls. I wish Swami a very, very, very warm wishes in his 35th birthday, and may the prosperity of our organization and all the chapters sustain for eternity. Om Sri Sai Ram.
Sairam Kiran. Thank you for the beautiful Sai Mahima. We are all blessed to listen to you. Thank you so much. Now let's continue with the projects.
Excuse me, Sanchita, Sairam. Can we ask Kiran Bhaiya to explain some of his personal experiences with Swami, one or two at least? Still we have time. We are waiting for that.
Sure, we can.
Okay. Thank you for letting me speak again. I wanted to connect it, but I thought the time was a bit limited. Thank you so much. Uh, there are okay. There are a lot of experiences I had. I had been going to ashram since I was like 7 or 8 years old. Now I am 23, 24. It's been a long. I don't know how I came into this fraternity. Maybe
Sairam, everyone. Probably it's the connection again. We'll wait for a little while and see if we can reconnect again. Sometimes you have electricity problem in Nepal as well. So just bear with Kiran for a while.
Actually, when they share their personal experience, it becomes all the more, vibrant actually. So we're just waiting for what?
Yeah.
I know.
I think he's back. He's
Yeah.
being connected. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
I
back.
think my internet just got disconnected. Sorry.
That's okay.
So
Go ahead, Kiran.
I was saying the most beautiful, with Swami everything is beautiful, but the one that struck into my memory is it was in 2011. It was the day of Sri Satya Sai Baba's Samadhi Day. It was the sixth day at my new school after I went to village from Kathmandu. On the sixth day, I reached there. I got a news that Sri Satya Sai Baba has been Sri Satya Sai Baba has now taken the Samadhi, and I was so shocked because it was beyond our imaginations. And just before 2 days, in one of our discourses, while I was talking with my mother in the phone, she said that Swami, in today's discourse, Swami said that the world is going to change after 2 days. She said like she exactly said like this. The world is going to change after 2 days. The world is about to see something different. The whole system is going to change. She said me something like that. But my child mind didn't get it. I now get it what she meant. Then I was so saddened, and I was sitting in front of Swami's picture, um, and I don't know, because I never had worshipped in front of Satya Sai Baba, because for me Sai is Sanjay Sai Baba, because uh, I learned about Satya Sai Baba after going to our ashram, but I didn't have any personal type of connection. Though the incarnation is same, but you get a different jill when you see the picture, right? So I didn't have that, but that day I feel so sad, and I didn't go to school. I was just sitting in my bed in my hostel, and everybody thought that, oh, he's sick or something like that. Late in the evening, while it was a food time, um, uh, everybody went for the food, but I didn't had that appetite, so I didn't go. And I still remember that exact feeling how I was feeling then. And later, after that, our study time finished. Then it was time to go to the bed. I slept. I tried to sleep, but I didn't sleep good. Later, it was around 12 or 12:30 in the evening. Uh, I was slept, but I woke up in the middle of night, and it was so cold because my school is in the mountains. So I was searching for the blanket, but there was none. Then, to my surmise, I see a light glowing in my hostel door, and the light was slowly, the size of the light was increasing and increasing and increasing. First it was a white light, then it turned into the yellow light, and Swami, the picture of Swami or something like that. I think I'm still in the dream then. The picture of Swami just rolls in into the picture, and I see the whole size body of Sri Satya Sai Baba, whom I never had imagined in my. I never imagined. I never saw him in the dreams. Then he walked to me, grabbed the blanket, and he covered my body and and he did like this to my head, and I don't know what was going on. I always kept, we have a picture, three Sri Sanjay Sai Baba's picture, Sri Satya Sai Baba picture, and Sri Sri Sai Baba picture, one in the same picture. I always had that in my, the wall of my bedroom. And Swami just gave a glimpse to that picture. He looked at my vibhuti, I had a vessel where I kept vibhuti. He gave a glimpse at that vibhuti. He just touched me, and for a second I closed my eyes and I didn't see him. I was amazed because everybody, our sairams, our elder sairams, old devotees, they used to say that I had this experience, I had that experience. I never had such. Maybe I was too young for it. um, After that, I didn't know when I slept. But tomorrow in the morning, every day I used to meditate in front of Swami's pictures. When I opened my beauty vessel, it was full. And because in my entire hostel, nobody knew about Swami. Nobody used to put on Vibhuti as Tika. And I was so, you know, I don't know the exact word, what to explain it, but it was truly overwhelming for me. And then after 2 3 months, I came back to Kathmandu and sit in the darshan for Swami's darshan. And I was in the line, and Swami was giving darshan to everyone, and he just happened to come near me, and I bowed down at his divine lotus feet, and Swami, with the same touch, he touched my hair, and he said, "How are you?" And it felt like I again saw the exact image of Sri Sathya Sai Baba in front of Swami. Then he created me Vibhuti and gave it to me, and he said, okay, study well, go back, come soon. That's all he said. I still have the exact memory of the word in my ears ringing. Then 2 3 years it passed on. I used to come to ashram whenever I came to Kathmandu. Every time I came to Kathmandu, I used to sit in darshan bhajan and see the programs in our ashram. Then, because of all this activity, and my parents, especially my mom, is extremely inclined in Swami's mission. So, because of influence of that and the experiences that I got, I was always, wanting and wondering when would I join the youth class. And we still talk about it, my friends, Suman Sairam, we still talk about it. It's true that earthquake brought big changes in everybody's life in Nepal, and especially people connected to ashram, especially the students who are living in ashram. That really brought a big change in the life, because at that very moment we got the chance to be very close to Swami, because it was the time of trouble, and Swami used to handle everybody with care. So it was the time of relief distribution. Sai Youth was our Sai Youth group was extremely active in relief distribution then. And so Swami ordered us, okay, there's a place in Trishuli where because of earthquake, the second wave of earthquake, the people are in need of food. So you all of you go there and give them food and relief materials, and you come. So it was a daily routine, but that day Swami told us to go a bit far, because it was the second wave on 29th Baisakh, and it was really strong too. So our organization authority got information that there was a big problem there. They need food and some help. So we went there. We were around 15 people in two vehicles. Um, we were going through this. Um, it's called. It's Pasanglamu Highway in Nepal, but I don't know if you all know about it. It's the way to Trishuli. Then we were singing bhajans and doing, singing bhajans, and we were going on the way to that relief distribution place. Our vehicle was in a good speed. I mean, 60, 70 is very good speed in Nepal. So uh, it was driving really fast. Then we saw, the mud and dust was automatically going up in the air, and we were amazed what's happening over here, because it was an earthquake time, and even if it was a earthquake, then our vehicle should have been trembled or second, but it didn't. Then we didn't care about it, and we just knew that 5 10 minutes ago there was a big shock of earthquake again, and we went there, distributed food and everything. And later when we came back to uh, ashram and finishing all our stuff, keeping record and everything, Swami came into the uh, interview room. Yeah, it was in the interview room. Swami came into the interview room, and he said that, did you guys feel the sock this afternoon's sock? And we said, no, Swami, it was really smooth. We heard that people were talking about the sock this afternoon, but we don't know about it. And Swami said, are you what kind of people are you? It was a really big sock, and you didn't know about it. It seems like a foolishness. You all of you were dumb and something like that. He said in a good way though. And because we had no experience of what happened then, we Swami just said it, and we was like, okay, Swami, if Swami is saying, maybe there was big, but we didn't experience it. We all of our husband, not even a single person was taking note of it. Later in the night, Swami's hand started to swell, and it couldn't move for 2-3 hours. And um, few of our people, we were in ashram when we were in the field, said that they saw Swami holding something very, very tight, and he was closing his eyes. But only few of our in our Sairams saw that. So we all got to know that how Swami is always protecting us wherever we are and whatever we are doing. After having some sessions and satsang with people, we got to know that everybody had realized it, that there was a quake, but the vehicle was still smoothly running. So with our discussions and everything, we got to realize that it was all Swami's strength that let us flow smoothly, because 70, 60 speed vehicle, even a small, a rock can turn the vehicle, but the entire quake couldn't do anything to us, and it was the mercy of his divine. So after this incident, deep, you know acknowledged me that not always about praising and singing the glory of Swami in front of people or in front of the masses, but it also becomes our responsibility to be aware of who he is and to be aware of what he means in our life. That's the thing I learned from this experience. Sanjita Sai, if I'm allowed to speak, I want to say one more.
Yeah, sure.
Um, I feel I feel today so a bit emotional, because I have a lot of experiences with Swami and in ashram, and I now need I now need a good way of documenting it. I realize it. So this happened on 2000 Sivaratri of 2019. Yeah, it was on the day of just the day before Sivaratri, in 2019. Suman Sairam, me, my friend Sangit, and Swami's secretary Susan Sairam, we were just sitting and having satsang with Swami and talking about the significance of Sivaratri, and how what's the meaning of lingam, and we were all talking about it. So out of nowhere, the talk was diverted into the Mansarovar Yatra, which all of our Sairams had with Swami back 2-3 years. I think 2-3 years back, before the COVID. So our Suman Sairam also went there, and he was sharing his experience of how the beautiful lake was, how he saw the glittering stars in the sky, and how Swami graced all of the people at that extreme temperature and environment. So we were all talking about this, and out of nowhere, I asked Swami, if there's Mansarovar Yatra someday, I would also want to join. I don't know when, but I will definitely join, because I have heard a lot about it from people who went with Swami. And Swami, he gave me a smile and a like side looks, and he smiled at me. I smiled at him. I could understand that uh, this is an indirect yes from him. I could sense it. So the talk continued, and we were talking about Sivaratri and everything related to it. And after 4 or 5 minutes, Swami felt an uneasiness with in his chest after like 4 or 5 minutes of talking. So I rushed and brought water. Suman Sairam was giving Swami a hand fan. Swami really felt uneasy at that moment. He was rubbing his chest, and it felt like some heavy thing was inside him, and we were so panicked. Um, um, out of nowhere, it was a very extreme situation. We were worried what happened to Swami. Uh, Everything with Swami is a miracle, but sometimes um, we have to be aware of what's going around him, because he's surrounded by a lot of aura, a lot of energies, and we are not that capable enough to understand what's going around. So we were really worried, and after 2-3 minutes rubbing in his chest, Swami manifested a beautiful Sivalinga in his hand. It was a fist big, and he said that this is the Mansarovar Lingam. Have a look. And we we were so amazed to see that the Sivalingam had the entire image of Mansarovar in it. Uh, it was it was something close to witnessing Mansarovar in our eyes at that moment. And Suman Sairam asked Swami what to do with this. And again, Swami said, give this to Kiran and tell his mother to worship it daily. And I was so, I felt like I was given the best gift in this world, with full of grace. Then we were just seeing at it, and Swami again said, Kiran, you just said no, you want to go to Mansarovar. Um, ye, if you do 3 parikramas of this Sivalingam now, it's equivalent to going to Mansarovar. And I felt into his feet, and it was it. I don't know how to explain it. Uh, it was a very, very life changing, experience for me, because then after immediately, like 2-3 hours later, Swami again manifested a ring for me. He gave that to me and said, do good in life, be good in life, everything will be good. And after all this incident, what I realized is, yes, Swami has an ability to do anything. He has the power and control over the Panchatattva. He can manifest whatever he wants, whatever he wishes, but his manifestations are his visiting card, as he says. But the real thing that we have to note about is the change in character, the uh, bringing up his lessons into our life, and giving the true example of a Sai devotee. After all this incident, I promised myself that whatever happens, whatever the situation is, or whatever state of life I am in, Swami is only one for me. I knowingly, unknowingly, consciously, unconsciously will never do any sort of thing that will let our organization and Swami down. This is what I promise. So I feel so happy speaking in front of you all. Thank you for listening me, especially Sanchita Sairam. Thank you so much for letting me speak in this uh, meeting. And if I made any mistakes during the course of the speech, I humbly request at the divine lotus feet of Swami to forgive me. Om Sri Sai Ram.
Sairam Kiran, once again. Vijay, thank you. All the thanks goes to Vijay today. I did write to Kiran and mention, can you talk about miracle as well? But when he ended, I was speechless because I didn't know what to say. And I knew that he's got many, many, many experiences, not these 3, but he's got many, many, many other experiences. So we would invite Kiran again one day for another Sai Mahima soon. And I'm sure we'll all be blessed to hear him out again. Thank you, Kiran. So beautiful, beautiful experience today. Thank you. Okay, we'll go ahead with the bhajans now.
Jai 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 Gananaya.
Let's just wait for a minute or two. We should be back. It must be the internet. If not, can someone continue with Ganesh Bhajan, please? We'll just give him a minute or two. Um, uh, Natarajan, would you like to start with the Ganesh Bhajan, please? If Shankar Saram comes, we can ask him for another bhajan. Is it okay? Yeah, you start with the Ganesh Bhajan, please.
Om. Om. Mahaganapate Namostute. Mahaganapate Namostute. Matangavadana Namostute. Mahaganapate Namostute. आदिपूजित गणनाथा आनंददायक गणनाथा प्रथम वंदना प्रणवकार विघ्नेश्वर विनायक विघ्नेश्वर विनायक महागणपते नमोस्तुते मातंगवदना नमोस्तुते महागणपते नमोस्तुते आदिपूजित गणनाथा आनंददायक गणनाथा प्रथम वंदना प्रणवाकार विघ्नेश्वर विनायक विघ्नेश्वर विनायक महागणपते Namostute.
Deva, Priya Deva, Sai Deva, Daya Maya, Guru Deva, Priya Deva, Sai Deva, Daya Maya. Vibhuti Sundara Satsanga Shekhara Vibhuti Sundara Satsanga Shekhara Sai Shankara Daya Karo Sai Shankara Daya Karo Sai Shankara Daya Karo Sai Shankara Daya Karo Guru Deva Priya Deva Sai Deva Daya Maya Gokulanandana Sai Gopala Gokulanandana Sai Gopala Raghukula Bhushana Sai Rama Raghukula Bhushana Sai Rama He Madanandag Daya Karo He Madanandag Daya Karo He Madanandag Daya Karo Guru Deva Priya Deva Sai Deva Daya Maya Vibhuti Sundara Satsanga Shekhara Sai Shankara Daya Karo Sai Shankara Daya Karo Guru Deva Priya Deva Sai Deva Daya Maya Gokulanandana Sai Gopala Raghukula Bhushana Sai Rama He Madanandag Daya Karo He Madanandag Daya Karo Guru Deva Priya Deva Sai Deva Daya Maya Tripura Sundari Ma Amba Daya Sagari Ma Tripura Sundari Ma Amba Daya Sagari Ma Naravadani Ma Amba Suguna Manogari Ma Sundaravadani Ma Amba Suguna Manogari Ma Jaya Jagajanani Ma Amba Jagadodarini Ma Jaya Jagajanani Ma Amba Jagadodarini Ma Patipurishwari Ma Amba Pava Vimojani Ma Patipurishwari विमोचने मा त्रिपुर सुंदरी मा अम्बदया सागरी मा सुंदर वदनी मा अम्ब सुगुण मनोहरी मा जय जग जननी मा अम्ब जगदोदारिणी मा पर्तिपुरीश्वरी मा अम्ब पाप विमोचनी मा त्रिपुर सुंदरी मा अम्ब दया सागरी मा ओम श्री साईराम
अरुणाचल शिव अरुणाचल शिव अरुणाचल शिव अरुण शिवा अरुणाचल शिव अरुणाचल शिव अरुणाचल शिव अरुण शिवा अक्षयलिंगात्मलिंगा अक्षयलिंगात्मलिंगा तेजोमय विग्रहलिंगा तेजोमय विग्रहलिंगा इह पर सुखदायका ईशा इह पर सुखदायका इह पर सुखदायका साई इह पर सुखदायका अरुणाचल शिव अरुणाचल शिव अरुणाचल शिव अरुण शिवा अक्षयलिंगात्मलिंगा तेजोमय विग्रहलिंगा इह पर सुखदायका ईशा इह पर सुखदायका इह पर सुखदायका इह पर सुखदायका ओम नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमः 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 अरुणाचल शिव अरुणाचल शिव अरुणाचल शिव अरुण शिवा
मंदिर में तुम राम हो साई मंदिर में तुम राम हो साई मस्जिद में नूर मोहम्मद मस्जिद में नूर मोहम्मद मंदिर में तुम राम हो साई गुरुद्वारे गुरु नानक गुरुद्वारे में तू गुरु नानक मन मंदिर में साई ही साई मन मंदिर में साई ही साई बोलो राम एक ही नाम बोलो राम एक ही नाम सब मिल बोलो साई राम सब मिल बोलो साई राम मंदिर में तुम राम हो साई मस्जिद में नूर मोहम्मद मस्जिद में अल्लाह अकबर, मंदिर में तुम राम हो साई, गुरुद्वारे में तू गुरु नानक, मन मंदिर में साई ही साई। बोलो राम एक ही नाम, सब मिल बोलो साई राम, सब मिल बोलो साई राम, मंदिर में तुम राम हो साई।
विठ्ठल विठ्ठल हरी विठ्ठला, विठ्ठल विठ्ठल हरी विठ्ठला, विठ्ठल विठ्ठल नाम भजो हरी विठ्ठला, विठ्ठल विठ्ठल नाम भजो हरी विठ्ठला, पांडुरंग विठ्ठला, विठ्ठल विठ्ठल नाम, पांडुरंग विठ्ठला, विठ्ठल विठ्ठल नाम, विठ्ठल विठ्ठल नाम भजो हरी विठ्ठला, विठ्ठल विठ्ठल नाम भजो हरी विठ्ठला, विठ्ठल विठ्ठल हरी विठ्ठला, विठ्ठल विठ्ठल साई विठ्ठला, विठ्ठल विठ्ठल हरी विठ्ठला, विठ्ठल विठ्ठल नाम भजो हरी विठ्ठला, पांडुरंग विठ्ठला, विठ्ठल विठ्ठल नाम, विठ्ठल विठ्ठल नाम भजो हरी विठ्ठला, विठ्ठल विठ्ठल हरी विठ्ठला, विठ्ठल विठ्ठल साई विठ्ठला, विठ्ठल विठ्ठल हरी विठ्ठला. आनंद सागरा मुरलीधरा, आनंद सागरा मुरलीधरा, मेरा प्रभु राधे श्याम वेणुगोपाला, मेरा प्रभु राधे श्याम वेणुगोपाला, आनंद सागरा मुरलीधरा, नंद यशोदा आनंद किशोरा, नंद यशोदा आनंद किशोरा, जय जय गोकुल बाला, जय वेणुगोपाला, जय जय गोकुल बाला, जय साई गोपाला, आनंद सागरा मुरलीधरा, आनंद सागरा मुरलीधरा, मेरा प्रभु राधे श्याम वेणुगोपाला, मेरा प्रभु राधे श्याम वेणुगोपाला, आनंद सागरा मुरलीधरा, नंद यशोदा नंद किशोरा, जय जय गोकुल बाला, जय वेणुगोपाला, जय जय गोकुल बाला, जय संजय गोपाला, आनंद सागरा मुरलीधरा. जय जय भवानी माँ अम्बे भवानी माँ, जय जय भवानी माँ अम्बे भवानी माँ, अम्बे भवानी माँ साई भवानी माँ, जय जय भवानी माँ अम्बे भवानी माँ, शिरडी भवानी माँ परती भवानी माँ, शिरडी भवानी माँ परती भवानी माँ, आत्मा निवासी माँ साई भवानी माँ, आत्मा निवासी माँ साई भवानी माँ, जय जय भवानी माँ अम्बे भवानी माँ, जय जय भवानी माँ अम्बे भवानी माँ, अम्बे भवानी माँ साई भवानी माँ, जय जय भवानी माँ अम्बे भवानी माँ, शिरडी भवानी माँ परती भवानी माँ, शिरडी भवानी माँ परती भवानी माँ, आत्मा निवासी माँ साई भवानी माँ, आत्मा निवासी माँ साई भवानी माँ, जय जय भवानी माँ अम्बे भवानी माँ. कं शरणं मम स्वामी.
पाहि पाहि हे महेश, पाहि पाहि हे महेश माया रहित गौरी कांत माया रहित गौरी कांत शिव शिव शंकर शंभो शंकर शिव शिव शंकर शंभो शंकर गंगा जटाधर गौरी मनोहर गंगा जटाधर गौरी मनोहर शूलाधार विभूति सुंदर शूलाधार विभूति सुंदर हालाहलधर नटन मनोहर हालाहलधर नटन मनोहर आश्रित रक्षक हे त्रिपुरारी आश्रित रक्षक हे त्रिपुरारी पाहि पाहि हे महेश माया रहित गौरी कांत शिव शिव शंकर शंभो शंकर गंगा जटाधर गौरी मनोहर शूलाधार विभूति सुंदर हालाहलधर नटन मनोहर आश्रित रक्षक हे त्रिपुरारी आश्रित रक्षक हे त्रिपुरारी पाहि पाहि हे महेश साई राम।
राम राम भज मन हरे हरे राम राम भज मन हरे हरे साई राम भज मन हरे हरे साई राम भज मन हरे हरे राम राम भज मन हरे हरे रघुपति राजा राम राम रघुपति राजा राम राम पतित पावन सीताराम पतित पावन सीताराम हरे राम हरे राम हरे 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 राम हरे हरे साई राम भज मन हरे हरे साई राम भज मन हरे हरे राम राम भज मन हरे हरे राम राम भज मन हरे हरे साई राम भज मन हरे हरे राम राम भज मन हरे हरे रघुपति राजा राम राम पतित पावन सीताराम हरे राम हरे हरे साई राम भज मन हरे हरे साई राम भज मन हरे हरे राम राम भज मन हरे हरे
गोपाला राधालोला गोपाला राधालोला मुरलीलोला नंदलाला मुरलीलोला नंदलाला गोपाला राधालोला केशव माधव जनार्दना केशव माधव जनार्दना वनमाला वृंदावन बाला वनमाला वृंदावन बाला मुरली लोला नंदलाला साई मुरली लोला नंदलाला गोपाला राधा लोला मुरली लोला नंदलाला गोपाला राधा लोला केशव माधव जनार्दना वनमाला मुरलीलोला नंदलाला साई मुरलीलोला नंदलाला गोपाला राधालोला.
राम लक्ष्मण जानकी जय बोलो हनुमान की. राम लक्ष्मण जानकी जय बोलो हनुमान की. अंजनी पुत्र बल भीमा आंजनेय बल भीमा. अंजनी पुत्र बल भीमा आंजनेय बल भीमा. बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीमा. बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीमा. वायु कुमार बल भीमा वानर वीरा बल भीमा. वायु कुमार बल भीमा वानर वीरा बल भीमा. बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीमा. बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीमा. पत्तिपुरी साई रामा पावन पुरुष साई रामा. पत्तिपुरी साई रामा पावन पुरुष साई रामा. साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई रामा. साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई रामा. राम लक्ष्मण जानकी जय बोलो हनुमान की. अंजनी पुत्र बल भीमा आंजनेय बल भीमा. बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीमा. वायु कुमार बल भीमा वानर वीरा बल भीमा. बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीम बल भीमा. पत्तिपुरी साई रामा पावन पुरुष साई रामा. साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई रामा. साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई राम साई रामा. राम लक्ष्मण जानकी जय बोलो हनुमान की.
ततो मा सर्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्युर्मा मृतांगमय. ओम शांति शांति शांति. सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु. सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु. सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु. सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु. ओम शांति शांति शांति.
आत्मानंद नमो। ओम जय संजय बाबा। लक्ष्मी नारायण मूर्ति शुभदायक भगवान स्वामी शुभदायक भगवान। सकल जगत के रक्षक सकल जगत के रक्षक मंगलकर प्रभु हे। ओम जय संजय बाबा। ओम जय संजय बाबा। ओम जय संजय बाबा। सत्य सनातन निर्मल सत्य सनातन निर्मल हे जग के दाता। ओम जय संजय बाबा। ओम जय संजय बाबा। ओम जय संजय बाबा।
समस्त जीवा सुखिनो भवन्तु। समस्त जीवा सुखिनो भवन्तु। समस्त जीवा सुखिनो भवन्तु। ओम शांति शांति शांति। अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम। तस्मात् कारुण्य भावेन रक्ष रक्ष साईश्वर। रक्ष रक्ष जगदीश्वर। रक्ष रक्ष महेश्वर। जय बोलो भगवान श्री संजय साई बाबा जी की जय। जय बोलो भगवान श्री संजय साई बाबा जी की जय। जय बोलो भगवान श्री संजय साई बाबा जी की जय। जय स्पर्श भगवान बाबा तुम शरणम।
जय जय साईराम।
जय जय साई राम।
साई राम जय जय साई राम।
Thank you very much for the session.
साईराम।
Thanks to Bhagwan. Thanks to Bhagwan. Thanks to Kiran for the wonderful session. Koti koti pranams Bhagwan. Sai Ram.
साईराम। साईराम।
Sairam. Hi. Hi, Gurudev. Hi. See here. Oh. Hi.